It's Monday, the 20th of July, 15:15 CAT, 9:15 EST. First day of the week, week 7. Let's get it. What's going on? I do have a little bit of a headache, but I don't think that's gonna get in the way of what we have to do. I have marked out our levels. Well, I had. Might have. Oh, okay, here we go. So previous week value area high, previous week point control, previous week value area low. I marked those out last night. So previous week value area high is 620. Zoom in and we give you guys the accurate levels. Yeah, so 620. That's previous week value area high. Previous week point of control 590. Previous week value area low 588.50. Yeah. And then I also marked out our previous day value area high. That's Friday's value area high. Previous day point of control, and the previous day value area low. So VAH 536, POC 529.25. And value area low at 502.75 circle, so it's not roundabout. Yeah. Like what we're gonna do now, as we always do, just gonna throw on our overnight volume profile, and just ascertain. By that I mean figure out what our, value area high, point of control, value area high, point of control, value area low, what that's gonna be. So far we are above the overnight value area high and way above the point of control, even though the profile is somewhat V-shaped, but yeah, we'll have this. We'll draw the lines out at 1529. So yeah. What else do we have going on? Let's have a look at the composite volume profile to see where we are over, I believe, the last 15 days. Maybe more. 100, 12, that's down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Over the last 16 days, yeah, just getting back inside value. So maybe a target, maybe something we could be targeting over the duration of a week could be this point of control over here. So 590, 25. We did let go of the 600s completely. You know, even got into the lower 400s, 495s. But yeah, maybe a test at 515. You could see a test at 515, see if that holds. Yeah. Volume nodes 495, and then it's pretty thin below 495. So, but yeah, we had been moving sideways for some time. But this big volume profile over here, inside day. I think this was like a shorter day. I think this was 4th of July. So a little holiday. And then we made a move down, made a move up, and then pretty much from like 10th till the 16th. So this was like last week. We were just horizontal. Big gap down. As well, so not like big, but gap down, and yeah, that's where we currently are. I did also add a let me show you guys. Everything is unchanged, like we still have our time and sales and our CVD. What we have over here, top right, is our time price opportunity. I was reading Jim Dalton's market profile. What's the name of the book? Called Market Profile. I know he has a new book. Markets and Profile is the new book. Minds over Markets. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. So I was reading Minds over Market, Mind over Market. Didn't sound right even when I said it the first time. But yeah, I was reading Mind over Markets and over the weekend, and I figured I might as well learn how to use the market profile efficiently and just learn how to read it. It is the same, not really the same. It looks similar to a volume profile, right? Just in the sense of like what you're seeing over here. Let's zoom in now. So this TPO correlates with this volume profile. Right? So yeah. So essentially how it works is it uses letters to denote the opportunity in the market over time, and using price, so essentially, like how he kind of describes how this entire process works is that the market is, the price is basically an advertisement for assets. And so basically 7,500, 7,515, 7,530, these are just basically commercial specific as to whether people want to buy it, if people not, that type of thing. And what the TPO shows, it shows us where the most amount of time was spent, right? So each of these letters represents they represent a 30-minute period. So O is the open. So so if we zoom in, this is the open. So just like if you watch my cursor over here and just watch what's happening over here, and you can see the crosshair. This is the open, so that's the O. And as we move, once we get to like 30 minutes, it's gonna change to the next corresponding letter, which is a P. Okay, so now we're at the P's, and then after the P's and the Q's and the R's, essentially what the reason why I put it on is because it does show where the most amount of time was spent in the market, right? So for whatever reason, like the market participants spent whatever amount of time they did there, wherever. I just think it's somewhat relevant. But as soon as we get into our RTH, then we're just gonna focus on we're still gonna do the same thing, right? I'm not really using it as a strategy, just as of yet. So we're still gonna do the same thing. We're still gonna take our trades from the same places that we normally do, our overnight levels, overnight values. We're also gonna still be watching, the volume profiles from previous day. As you saw, we still have our weekly levels marked out. So value area high, point control, value area low. So those are still significant and relevant. I'm just going to be using this just to see how price reacts at certain TPOs. Basically, been the same mindset to that. So using the RTH, where there's the gray little arrow, that's the open and the close. Right, so open here 484, close at 492. So how relevant is that? Somewhat, right? Must be. We opened this day at 485. Did we? I don't remember us hitting the 400, to be honest. But yeah, look, let's put our levels for the what do I want to say? Yeah, for the Globix, right? And then we can switch to RTH. 492. Not very accurate, is it? I did put out a tweet where I said but I kind of realized I was using TPO I was using a TPO mentality with the volume profile, which is cool, especially when it came to like IB trades and yeah. It wasn't really so much so a TPO mentality. It was just kind of like the way in which I was breaking down. The way in which I was reading the market was kind of similar to the way that Jim Dalton teaches in his book. So I figured we'd just like throw on a TPO chart today. And just see what it looks like, and this is 52525. All right, so that's our Globex set. We don't need to. Looks like we're gonna go. Looks like we're trying to hit our previous week value area low. Let's see how that goes. 2 minutes into the open. If you've taken a trade already, I don't know what to tell you. Seek help. For real, you shouldn't have placed a trade already. It's like way too early. Saying this out of love. Alright, RTH, there go. Right, so now what I found really interesting over the weekend was just how these levels coincide with our TPO, right? So over here, this is our point of control, right? 495, and that's somewhat around where this TPO point of control is. This point of control, the difference is this point of control is in time, so it's where the most amount of time is spent, and not so much so where the most amount of volume is. So that's the difference between TPO point of control and the volume point of control. So VPOC, TPOC. Pretty massive gap up as well, but we did identify that. Pretty sizable gap. Let's get rid of that. So I mean, just from the TPOs themselves, probably like a reaction from the 510s. This is where we are at. Yeah, lows all the way at 486. Yeah, so we'll stick to what we were doing. And also, I mean, like with the TPO, another thing that I realized is that the edge only comes with the amount of, the edge only comes with time. So, what do I mean by that? I mean, in the first couple of minutes, I guess maybe just like an identifying like places to trade from, 100% useful, but I think more so in maybe in an hour, you know, probably in an hour. But yeah, but we know where the point of control is, you know. So 510s. This was our close as well. I mean, our close was below the point of control. So how am I interpreting that? So look, if these market participants, whatever, came into the market, pushed the market, did everything that they could, right, and then pushed it all the way up here to where there's this B print here, right, and there's a C print, D print, E print. So like each letter is a different 30-minute zone, right? So A is the first 30 minutes, B is the second 30 minutes, C the next, D, E, F, G, etc., right? So I mean, if like going into the I's, right, the market still went all the way up there, but then the close was below fair value, and then coming into the next day we gap up, right? Coming into the next day we gap up. You know, how do you interpret that? And the way that I put it, the way that I would think of it is that, well, there's some pretty strong buying, right? For price to close on Friday below the point of control, and then for today for us to gap above that. You know, which we also saw. I mean, we also saw that with the overnight levels, right? Overnight point of control over here, right at the close overnight value area low. So, and now we are outside of that. I would play shorts today. We might just, it's depending on how we react here. And here is 538, 25. Say 538, 558. Should be around about the close from Thursday, 569. Yeah, maybe. Excuse me. Maybe shorts. Mm. 515s, 510. Just depends. Should we give that a try? Oh, don't want to look like that for sure. And where does stop go? 555. Other side of the volume profile. Let's give that a shot. I mean, 510s honestly would be where we would be looking at getting out. Five 15s. Anything below like 505, there's like a volume node over here as well. So might not get all the way there. But then again, if we do fall below the VWAP, break that value area low, come back inside of value range, then there are a couple of these things are somewhat roadblocks. Previous state point of control would be a roadblock, and then the overnight value area high as well, that would be a roadblock. But if we do fall inside of the overnight value area low, then overnight point of control could be a target. So, it's just that it's also where the close is, right? So 495s could be a target. Let me lock these drawings so we don't move them around. Yeah, but also, I mean, that is a pretty strong break outside of value. And gap fill as well. But yeah, but then again, also acceptance inside previous week value. So yeah, 50-50. There you go. Just watch the CVD carefully, watch it closely, and watch the time and sales as well. Our TPO isn't really printing above that last A. We just had those 3 A's so far. My bad. Way more than 3 guys. I forget I even said that. And our point of control is shifted higher now. Point of control is now at 550. Point of control is now at 550. Alright, so that's below VWAP right now. Let's just see if it's a look below and fail. And then, of course, then, you know, volume, value area low. The value just kind of shifted lower now as well, so. CBD's shifted as well. I guess part of what I'm learning to do now is to just not to just go long because the market is trending higher. Like, I mean, of course, there will be a time for that, right? Where, like, clearly, like these longs, you know what I mean? But I think finding or identifying places where the market is showing some weakness, or at least where the market could show some weakness, right? So my thing initially was, you know, I wanted to see us get to previous week value area low at least, and then show weakness from there, you know, and then I would have made a decision from there if that was gonna happen, right? But also just from the push up, yeah, just from the push up, also just looking at where we're at volume wise over here. It's not to say that this is gonna melt. I mean, it still could go higher. There are reasons for it to go higher. The point of control is all the way up there. Value area high is all the way up there. We just hit value area low, so it makes sense to be long. You know, but if I see structure collapse, or if I see some form or some signs of weakness, then just kind of using if then, you know, I'm using if. Okay, so here we go. This is value area low. I guess from here, what do we get? Do we get a look below and fail, or do we just rotate? Again, where are we? We're below the VWAP, right? So I've had two somewhat failed breaks of 552. Not 552. Yeah, 552. So all the places, not all, but the places where there is value. You know, we haven't even like retested those really. All these participants that put in their buys, and you know, all the way down here, we haven't tested that. You know, so there's money here, there's liquidity here, essentially. The degree to which I'm wrong about this is going to be unraveled to us in just a little bit. Got 37s. Because it could just like touch and then go back up, which would be somewhat unfortunate, wouldn't it? Yeah. Need to see us take out these lows. 532. Okay, so that's the point of control. That like fell real quick. Not so much big fan of that. But okay, at least it's like somewhat acceptance of value below the previous day value area high, right? So I just need to see it continue lower if it can. Okay, that's previous day point of control, right? Okay, here we go. Value area, overnight value area high. $525. CVD is completely negative now. Not completely, I mean it is in the minus 228. Could have been just a sweep of liquidity, but let's find it. Let's see. Yeah, but now we're inside value now, right? We're inside previous day value at least. Make sure actually not single printing at the bottom here. Not single printing, but I mean like 10s, like 11s, 20s. Could get out here, but I think let's give it a little more time. Let's see volume picking up a little. It's just about whether we can get below this or not. Okay, Okay, see now we're in the 10s, 90s, 35s. Okay, cool. I still want to continue going lower. But yeah, now, I mean, we're inside overnight value now, so I guess the real test now, not the real test, but I mean, the next test would be around about here, overnight value area, high. But failure, which I mean, I kind of not expect, but it would make sense for what happened to my music. Yeah. Somehow it's never down, there's no lotion. But yeah, I was saying the next test would be the overnight value area high. Yeah. Let's not lose any money, right? Okay, what's happening with the volume profile? And then yeah, I guess we'll just watch how the B prints come in. But yeah, I would expect this to go. I would expect this to go at least like somewhere here, 502s. At least where this TPO is. Good, maybe just to make it structural, let's target value area though. Give me a sec first. My expectations are just my expectations, innit? And 1995, I think there still is a little way to go. I guess I would be a little more worried if it was like less than 20, you know? Yeah, so that's the first 30 minutes. So as you can see, now the B prints are coming in now. trying to get to value area low or getting closer to you know, that TPO, right? That TPOC. See, the volume is kind of thinning out here. Give it one more push. I think 517s. If we can't break 517s, maybe in the next 5 minutes. And yeah, I also don't want to see us break past this overnight value area high. I don't want to see us break into it. Let's leave a little risk on there. So about 150. Yeah, I mean, as long as we're not inside the volume profile, I think we're fine. Because that's the fade of the value area low. But now 100% we need to break this 517. You know, we're back inside overnight value, yes. But yeah, we need to break through 517. Essentially. Okay, this is information. I guess this is where we've spent the most time so far. This is our TPOC for the day. 527, which is our value area low. So, I mean, we are gonna be pulled to it a couple of times, I'd expect. Ones, 520s. 519s. Again, 519s. Five 17s. Oh, yeah, okay, so we broke it. But how? Yeah, you see now we're kind of like okay, so I mean our value area is now at the overnight value area high. So to be honest, we should move our stop into profit. You know what I mean? So it's not that fantastic, but if price comes back inside value, then for sure we're going back up. So it's really just about how much more we can get from it more than anything else. There still is quite some, a lot of, not a lot, but 104 isn't insignificant. You know what I mean? As I was saying, if it got into like the 10s, 12s, then I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe let's get out now. Just in case we need to exit real quick. Yeah, you see that? That's a 5. Ah, yes. Maybe it continues, maybe it doesn't, but that's kind of like, I don't know. But this is what I was saying about this, like with the amount of volume. Let's watch it. Maybe it does get lower, but it is right at the TPO, the TPOC. So let's watch it though and see. could have been another 300 or 500. Yep. Yeah, it could have been a little more. $5.11. It's so good though. As I said, I do have a little bit of a headache, so I'm not. I feel like I don't feel too great. Might have been staring at screens a little too much, but I think that's gonna be the day. Not even sure how much we made. 531. I mean, it's okay. That's decent. That's decent. And also it's a Monday, so. But yeah, let's just watch. I just kind of had a feeling we were gonna reverse roundabout here when I saw that single print. You know. But this is still a valid target. Reloading. Yeah. This is still gonna get hit. I think it's just now a question of, does this happen before initial balance, or apparently people don't care about initial balance anymore. You know? Yeah, apparently it's like an 80s thing. Well, I love the 80s. It's actually pretty crazy. That's like right on top of that teapot, you know? Just pretty cool. I mean, just as a level, you know, as a level, if you're like, oh, okay, cool, like, where do I want to, what else can I target? And it's in between levels, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. 1150. But yeah, this hasn't single printed just as of yet. So yeah, so I mean, this can still go. 51125, that can still break. And you see like the volume around it, it's like a lot, man. It's like 1,000, 900, 500, 390, 206. So here you go. See 8,100. So yeah, so for sure this is gonna go lower now. 200. That's odd. It's like another $70. If me getting out here cost me $75, I'm fine with that. I just wouldn't. Yeah, I'm okay with that, because it's not like it cost me that. Really, it's like when you think of it psychologically, it's like I had it. It could have been more, but then it also could have been less. Right? Because also the flip side of it is that, oh, but what if we actually go and hit that target? And then I guess we hit the target. Because I don't want to get in a position, I don't want to be in like in positions where like I'm second guessing whether I'm identifying weakness in the market. Because in the next time I do identify weakness, okay, basically I'm saying I'd much rather think I've seen weakness, right, and then get out early than think there's still more to go and get out late or not get out at all, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna journal this. I'm just gonna also start taking screenshots of the TPOs. To what end or how we will use that, we're yet to find out. But yeah, I think yeah, I'll do this at IB, or if this gets hit before IB. But here we go, 510. It's 100. 200. Yeah, but like an extra 350. That's all right. Very low. Here we go. It's like mad single prints though. So that was our initial target, 506. Alright. 29 at the bottom. Come on, you sellers. Oi, 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 oi. I guess this high would have to hold. 514.75. Yeah, because if that fails to hold, then I mean value area low. And if value area low, that kind of looks like IB could be initial balance. So if this fails to hold, then value area low. Come back inside value. Yeah, and that's still all the way over here. So I'm sure the sellers are aware of this. 506. Let me take a screenshot of the trade performance. It's a pretty good trade there. I mean, what am I even trying to do with this? I think what I need to do is eat. Drink some water. You see now, point of control shifted lower. So what's going to happen now? Gonna go back high, because we've now we've now satisfied the value area high point of control narrative, right? So what's the only thing left? Value area high, right? So yeah. Which makes it look like I'm a genius, because now it looks like I got out the point of control, which isn't exactly what happened. But head is splitting, boss. Good. What was 514 on the? Not entirely a bad exit, was it? Right. Just at the composites value area low. Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't know it at the time when I was exiting, but good things. Something about good things and people who wait. Yeah, I am hungry. Need to go eat. Waiting from 5. $5.36. Okay, so that's initial balance, boys. We'll have a look in just a bit. $5.14.75. I mean, we did Okay. We did now this is kind of confusing me though. Right, because we did hit the TPO, the TPOC, right? We went right into it and then came out of it. So, as a target, how valid is it? Seems to be pretty well so far. You know, might need to be a little zoomed in for me to get a more precise like target point. But yeah, I think we'll keep the market profile on, and it does kind of. I read this a lot quicker. Wow, so far, like I know that's where we opened. I know this is where we closed. I know this is where price spent the most amount of time. I know this is the price where the most amount of time was spent. You know? I know this is initial balance. I don't need to draw it out or mark it out. I just kind of can tell the purple line over there. So yeah, so maybe, maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll keep it, and you know what I mean? Yeah. Let me mark these out quickly. Make this a I know when I look at it, it will make sense. So. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting deck. Yeah, because when I drew it out here, it looked like 510. Which makes sense. I guess maybe what we'll do in the future is I will saying I guess what I'll do in the future is like when we start the session, I'll just mark out the T-pop. And then once that's there, if that's hit, then we'll just, then that'll be target hit, because what we were targeting was the previous day value area low, right, which still could be hit, right? This is initial balance. I mean, a break outside of that, then this is clearly getting hit, but then we would have had to wait for 26 minutes to see, waiting for this to get hit, and without, before I did have my stop at, my target was at 506 because my bracket is just set in that way, but then I did then move it to the previous day value area low because that was the logical target. That wouldn't have worked out for us, so we kind of got I don't want to say lucky. It wasn't luck, but yeah, things worked out for us in a different way. Yeah, and I guess just for it's not what I want. And so we cross our T's, dot our I's. But yeah, look, I think that's gonna be it from me. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, and yeah, same time, 9:15 EST, 3:15 CAT. Yeah, I mean, we'll bring back, we'll use the market profile in conjunction with the volume profile as well, and just see how much that develops our edge, whether that blocks us or interrupts us. Now, I also did notice that I wasn't looking at the time and sales as much. I was kind of paying attention to both profiles a little more, and then just kind of glancing at the CVD, which maybe is the way it's supposed to be. But yeah.